Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our annual Title I night here at Cornwells Elementary School. My name is Sean Mark, and I'm your principal here at Cornwells, and I'm happy to serve you and your children here. Tonight, we're going to have a lot of information for you about school-wide positive behavior supports, as well as our Title I programs. And then our staff will be available to you to answer any questions that you may have and to see how we can better support your child. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to our school-wide team, Mrs. White and Mrs. Cherry.
Hi, and welcome to the school-wide positive supports team part of the evening. Thank you for being here. I'm Mrs. Cherry, and this is Mrs. White. We also have the members of Mrs. Trailis, Mrs. Hearn, and Mrs. Mark on our team. And what this is all about is making your school environment a positive place for your children to learn. And we want to see that transfer over to your home environment as well. So the mission statement is to provide a proactive approach to school-wide behavior where students can learn and grow. It focuses on creating and sustaining an environment for achieving important social and learning outcomes while preventing problem behaviors through a collaborative team approach. So, what that looks like here at Cornwells is that we have expectations to be respectful, responsible, and safe. And as you walk through the building, you'll see every area has signage that explains what it looks like in the cafeteria, the hallways, the bathroom, and every classroom also has this poster, and it's filled in with grade appropriate statements that explain what it looks like in that room to be responsible, respectful, and safe. We have an amazing reward system for students that are being our 3Bs. And when they are following the school rules, if somebody sees them, they can receive one of these amazing positive tickets. And what happens is they then take that ticket down to the office the next morning. And the teacher, when they present the ticket, needs to explain to the child why they're getting it. Not, here's a ticket for being good. We want to tell them, here's a ticket for being responsible. I really like the way you came down the hallway and you were not talking. Or, I like the way you were being kind to a friend. Or, it was really wonderful to see that you helped someone who was in need. So we're very specific in why we're giving them the tickets. And we want the kids to know that we're not just handing them out to get rid of them, we're handing them out to support them. There's also a postcard that comes home and explains to you, the parent, why your child received this, and it really is a time to celebrate at home. Every month, we have something called a school-wide celebration, and these are all designed in order to celebrate these responsible, respectful, and safe behaviors. Throughout the year, they're themed with different things, but there is a core element that goes through all of them. We have a school song, we have a school chant, and we want to see the kids receiving that support so that they can continue to grow in a social and emotional way that's positive. And let's see, we've had so many in the past. You can see on the presentation, we had a visit from the mummers. We've had amazing talent shows from our staff. We have some hands-on activities right out in our schoolyard. Our first celebration this year was wonderful from our Ben Salem High School marching band. We got a sneak peek to see what they look like, and they've even invited us to come as a school to see them at a football game. The big piece to our program, in order to make it a success here at school, is it needs to be successful at home as well. So making that connection to create a home environment that includes the same three: be responsible, be respectful, be safe. And there's a study that showed that students' achievement in school their achievement isn't indicated by their income or social status, but it's extended to that which the family is able to support them and encourages them to be a good learner at school, to make decisions about their future, and with the parents helping them to become involved in their community. So that's what we're trying to teach them here, is to be part of a community. So what does it look like at home? You need to sit down with your family, have a family meeting, and say, what does it look like to be responsible? Is being responsible coming in, putting your shoes and your coat away? Is it something as simple as that? Being respectful. Is it asking before you take something? Is it saying please and thank you? Is it showing your appreciation when somebody helps you with something at home? What does being safe look like? This is going to look different in every home because we all live in different environments. Is being safe remembering to put things away so younger brothers and sisters don't get them? Is it remembering to pick up your toys so that grown-ups don't step on them? So just find ways that it will work for your family to be respectful, responsible, and safe. Having that family meeting is a great way to bring the kids together. The best part is you can do a little bit of role playing. Let them be mom and dad or grandma and grandpa for a minute. Let them be the adults and act like they think you're acting when they're doing something. Let you go ahead and be the child and go ahead, stomp your feet, say something, see how they react. It gives both of you a feeling of what is it like when we react this way in a situation. And after you have some fun with it, go back and talk about it. Talk about how things could look. Would be the best outcome in every situation? If they're doing all the things that you want them to do, if they're meeting those expectations, what are they working for? Is there a reward? Is there a family incentive involved here? What if they're doing things that are not being responsible, respectful, and safe? Can you set up a system so that they know there's a consequence when you don't follow family rules? So it has both sides. You want to make it fun. You want to make it so that there's a positive side and it's incentivized, but you also want them to know if you don't follow the rules, there are consequences. Did you want to?
One of the things that we incorporated this year in our home and school emails that are going out is a school-wide newsletter that focuses on the character trait of the month. And we do so many things in different parts of this building that we really wanted to bring it together to be cohesive. We always go back to being responsible, respectful, and safe. Check out the newsletter. It has books that you can read together as a family, questions that will start conversations at home, at dinner, or another time that will help guide your conversation and keeping that message alive. Like, what are the behavior expectations at school, at home, and the community? So there are resources that we are providing that really links the home and school together as one.
And we want to make sure that just like at school, we're reinforcing their positive behavior with the celebrations every month, with those positive tickets. Make sure at home you have a system that works for you. Don't make it so elaborate that you can't keep up with it. Keep it simple. A point system, maybe a sticker chart. Maybe they're going to earn spending time with you one-on-one. Kids love that. Maybe there's going to be a family picnic in the backyard or movie night in the living room and you get to make a tent. It doesn't need to cost a dime. Just put aside a chart so that there's time made that's carved out just for you and the kids and something that they really want to earn. Talk to them. You would be amazed. Somebody said one night they just wanted to make cookies and they're like, no, we don't want to mix everything. We just want to cut them up in those little pieces and put them in the oven. And that was the huge incentive that the kids were working for. And it really does. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be meaningful. Consequences for unexpected behaviors. Here's the hard part, parents. You have to be the example. When something goes wrong, you have to remember these things. You set the tone. So stay calm. Remind your children of the expected behavior. I really expected you to treat your brother with kindness while we had company over. Reteach, model that expected behavior. Show them how you want them to treat each other. And use appropriate consequences. If they were unkind to someone, an appropriate consequence might not be losing TV for a week. It might be, let's do some acts of kindness. Let's find a way to fix this problem. So it's finding simple solutions that fit the situation.
One of the things that we do here at school is giving students the opportunity to start fresh. So maybe it was a rough morning, or maybe it was a rough afternoon. It doesn't mean that the entire day was ruined. And if it's at the end of the day during dismissal, we let students know when they come back in the next morning, we're okay. And they need to see that from our facial expressions, our body language, that we are ready to go, and we expect for them to bounce back. So we're teaching them that. You can teach them that too. And I think one of the main things that students talk about, if they are given a bigger consequence, they feel like, I'm never going to get to that. So that's what Mrs. Cherry is talking about, is making sure that the consequence matches the behavior that they are continuing to work on. And you want to use positive words of encouragement to say, you know what, you made a mistake, we're going to work on that. Let them know that you are there with them and that you're working as a team. That's the message that we give, that we are on your team and that the child is on the same team, that we're all doing this together. But the goal is to really give them an opportunity to develop the skills so that they can be a great human that we send out into society.
And here are a few tips to be successful. Number 1, stay focused and on the positive behaviors. If we're always saying, don't do that, you did this wrong, why can't you follow directions? It's not going to work. Find what they're doing right. Wow, thanks for sharing today. Oh my gosh, were you just kind to your brother? That's amazing. Did you help clean up today? Thanks so much. Find the little things. It could be as small as, thanks for hanging your coat up when you came home today. But as soon as you give them that positive, they're going to say, I want more. Give minimum attention to unexpected behaviors. It's really easy to go, why did you do that? I can't believe it. Instead, kind of give them the look and just talk about it calmly. Maybe you're going to talk about it later when you feel calm, maybe not at that moment. And stick with the positive and don't give up. Just keep going. Keep going on with the positive behaviors that you see and support their success, because you want them to be successful. You want them to feel successful. You don't want them to feel defeated. So, great big reminder here in the pink. Results come over time, not overnight. Don't think, oh, we're having a family meeting. We're going to start this tomorrow. Everybody's going to be perfect. It's not going to happen that way. It takes a long time. So pick one thing that you know they're really good at and pick one thing you want them to work on. That's enough. Two things to do. And then maybe you find another thing they're really good at, add a third so that there's 2 positive things and one you're working at. Maybe you're going to find another one. Just keep going in a positive direction and don't let it overcome you, because you're in charge of this. We love to celebrate Cornwall's success. We had an opportunity a few years ago to go out to Hershey because we did everything we were supposed to do in order to earn our badge. And we got to celebrate as a team out there. And here's a parent survey. If you can just click on the QR code, take the survey and submit it, we would greatly appreciate everybody doing that tonight. And there's a few resources here. You can go to the website and download any resources that you wish. And there's so many great ideas on there, books, links, and videos even that will show you how to do the role play and talk to your kids about setting up different behavior supports. Okay, thank you for being here. Have a great night.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here tonight. We're moving on to the Title I portion of our evening. Thanks for coming out tonight. I know it can be a long day, but we appreciate you coming in. So what is Title I? Title I is a federal program where we identify students that are at risk based on their socioeconomic status, and we can offer them additional resources with additional government funding. I'm not going to go through all my slides. You can look at them at your leisure. I'm not going to bore you with the logistics. But you need to understand that being a Title I school, we are a school-wide Title I building. There are 3 of those here in Bensalem, and we are fortunate in that we get to have additional staff members to help support the students during the intervention block, or the WIN block, WIN being what I need. So there's 30 minutes built into every grade level's day, and your child might get services to support them, like enrichment, with maybe with Mrs. Cirillo, or whatever it is they need. But they might also need intervention in reading or math. And I provide that at times. Mrs. Bryant is another person that provides that, and Mrs. Morrell. Those are the three names you may hear about Title I services for your student. So we go through all the data and we rank the students and we see the ones that are in most need. And this year we are focusing our Title I supports mostly in reading for K-3, and we also have some math groups in 4, 5, and 6. You will see data slides in our presentation, and this data is taken from last year's PSSA. And unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we know that there is definitely some things that were not covered during the school year, so our PSSA data is much poorer than it normally is. So if you look at those slides and you say, oh my gosh, why are all of these kids below basic? It's because they missed a lot of things that they would have gotten had we had a normal school year and we weren't in a pandemic. So this year we have adjusted our pacing guides to meet those needs of the students so that we make sure we cover all those gaps in their learning. One of the documents that we produce being a Title I school is our compact. And our compact has responsibilities that are the school's responsibilities, the parents' responsibilities, and the students' responsibilities. And we are going to go over that in a few minutes and go over each section. I would like your input, so in a few minutes we're going to stop and look at that. I have English versions and Spanish versions. I'm going to go over that together in a few minutes. I'll pass them out. And any additions or changes or questions you have, we'll talk about those. And we also revisit this document at our January Home and School / Title I meeting. So I'm going to turn off the mic and pass out our documents and give you some time to get familiar with them. All right, thank you so much for your input on those. Again, if you come back at our January meeting, we'll do that again. If you have any other ideas, we can change that document in January. The next document that we build together as a school team and a family team is our school, parent, and family engagement policy. And we talk about everyone's role again, like we did in the compact, and things that we'll do at school to make your child successful and things you can do at home. So again, I have those in English and Spanish. We're going to review those together and make any adjustments that you'd like. Okay, one more policy or plan is the Future Ready School-Wide Plan. In the past, that's been called the Comprehensive School Improvement Plan. It is the same plan, it just has a new name. And that has been developed. We'll go over that, and that is another document that will be revisited in January. You can find all of these documents when they're published on our Title I website. It has lots of things, and as the year progresses, I will continue to add new documents to that website so that it's always a great resource for you. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me either by my extension or my email. And I have the Future Ready School-Wide Plan in both English and Spanish for you to review. As parents, you need to know that you have additional rights. You have the right to know that your child is being educated by highly qualified professionals. We have a document on the website that allows you to request that. Okay, we also have Title I budgets that we use for various things to support the students. And typically, when we're not in a pandemic, there's also a parent workshop held in Harrisburg that we set aside funds to support you to go to that conference if that's something you're interested in. I have not heard about that yet this year, but that is a normal event that is available as well. So as I said, you have the right to know that your teachers are highly qualified, meaning that they are state certified and licensed, that they have a bachelor's degree. That is for teachers. And our paraprofessionals, they also have to be highly qualified as well. So they must have completed 2 years of higher education or have an associate's degree. If your student has a teacher that is not highly qualified and they're being instructed by that teacher for 4 weeks or more, you will be getting a letter to let you know about that. Currently, there is only one situation where that's happening in our building. We have one of our librarians, Mrs. Critch, is on maternity leave, and Mrs. Carrie Kleinman has been filling in for her, and those letters were run off and sent home. So that only affects you if your child has Mrs. Critch, which is now being filled in by Mrs. Kleinman, the Day 3 librarian. Again, there are On the Title I website, we have a variety of different links for you to click if you want to request any formal questions about the highly qualified status of your children's teachers. We have that available to you. When your child has been recognized in need of Title I services, you will get a letter. We call it an entrance letter, and it has our letterhead, and it says, it talks about what the Title I program is and who will be giving those services to your child. So again, that would either be Mrs. Joanna Bryant, Mrs. Nancy Morrell, or myself, Ms. Jane Stallone. So you will be notified via letter that your child is getting those services during their WIN block. Again, that doesn't pull them out of any of their core instruction. It's just additional support for your child. And if you have any questions about what that program looks like or what we're doing in there, again, reach out to myself or Mrs. Bryant, whoever's name's on that letter. Their contact information is on there as well. We always are looking for parent engagement. A great way to do that, if you're interested, is coming to our Title I/Home and School meetings monthly. We have them in person, and we also have them via Zoom. So you can do it at home if that's easier for you and your schedule. We always want your input. We are a team working together, and your input helps us support your child even more. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be around the room. If not, thank you very much, and have a great night.